Good morning everybody from Sydney Kingsford Smith International Airport to Terminal 1. Today I'm going to be taking a flight aboard South Korean low-cost carrier Tway from here in Sydney on a 10-hour flight to Seoul. We'll be in economy class today on one of their A330-300s. I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like, so without further ado, come along and let's go and check in. Check-in, which was located at Section D today, had queues for online check-in, economy and business. And there was also a duty manager desk. Being slightly over 2 hours before departure, it's relatively busy but not crazy. It's a full flight today apparently. The boarding pass was cool, it has Pikachu on it. Security and immigration took about 10 minutes today, pretty good for Sydney. Now airside, let's go and check out the Plaza Premium Lounge, which you don't normally get access to just with a ticket on Tway Economy, but I have access today thanks to someone in my family who has a credit card which gives us access. I gather this lounge is quite new, so it's got nice and modern furnishing. The views are fabulous and there's a good selection of drinks, including alcohol and barista coffee. The food selection for breakfast was pretty standard, not amazing. I left just as lunch was being put out, but it looked and smelled good. There was only one male and one female bathroom. There is Wi-Fi. Overall, it's a nice small contract lounge which is worth a visit. Also, it wasn't packed, but a good amount of seats were taken. You don't need to get to the airport super early for this lounge, I don't think. Now, do you know Tway? Because I know Tway, but in case you don't, allow me to tell you a little bit about Tway. Tway's predecessor, Hansung Airlines, was founded in 2005 and operated a fleet of ATRs, however ceased operations in 2008. In 2010, Hansung Airlines was reorganised and rebranded to Tway and commenced operations in the same year with Boeing 737-800s. The T in Tway is supposed to be for together, today and tomorrow. Now let's talk about Tway's logo, which they have a page about their corporate identity on their website, which allow me to read out. Keep in mind I believe this is translated to English from Korean. Quote, Tway Air's main logo, which consists of all lowercase letters, is an airline commitment to break the old generation era and provide high quality air services in a sophisticated yet rational manner. The Carnival Red, which reminds me of a cheerful and pleasant festival, and the merger of Scotland and England constitute the Great Britain Kingdom. It means a commitment to create a new future for the aviation industry based on the spirit of Tiwis, using Queen Anne colour, which symbolises British prime time. Unquote. Quite interesting indeed. Tway's fleet currently consists of 6 A330-200s which are leased from Korean Air, 5 A330-300s, 26 Boeing 737-800s, 5 Boeing 737 MAX 8s with more on order, and 2 Boeing 777-300ERs leased from Korean Air. More recently, Tway has expanded into long-haul flying. They now fly to multiple cities in Europe as well as to Sydney and Vancouver. Just recently it was announced that Tway will rebrand in 2026 to Trinity Airways as it's recently had a change in ownership. There's my ride to Seoul. Hotel Lima 8500 is a 2009-built Airbus A330-300, which was delivered new to Aeroflot before it eventually made its way to Tway in 2022. This aircraft is equipped with 2 Rolls-Royce engines. Boarding started about on time. There was a long line, because there was just priority and then non-priority.
Is now boarding. All passengers, please proceed to gate. Thank you.
Some of the announcements were only made in Korean. Hello, how are you?
How are you? 감사합니다.
Thank you. Hello. Welcome on board one of Tway's A330-300s, featuring 12 business class seats in a 222 configuration. I believe these are angle flat seats, so they are pretty proper business class seats, not like a recliner on Jetstar's Dreamliners. Then in economy you'll find 335 seats in a 242 configuration, which is definitely not a given on a low-cost carrier. For example, on most of its aircraft, AirAsia has 333, Vietjet has 333, and Cebu Pacific also has 333. So I very much appreciate Tway sticking with 242. I have no clue what the seat model is. If you know, I would be interested to hear in the comments. First impressions once on board are it's a very nice looking cabin. It's very clean, relatively new and smart. My seat for this flight will be 39H. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. Legroom is great for a low-cost carrier, 32 inches I think, or at least 31 technically, but it's great. Then the width is good generally, but once again it's amazing that they've kept 242. There's a standard seat back pocket for your personal items, Then there's a tray table which isn't foldable, but it is adjustable back and forth, and there's also this either like a device holder support thing, or maybe it's to stop meals slipping, I'm not sure. There is a USB-A outlet, but there's no universal power socket. That's fine for a low-cost carrier though. Then just up here there's a literature compartment. The seats really aren't very tall, my head is at the top, which never really happens. The seats do have some recline, and there's a nice leather headrest which is adjustable back and forth and on the sides, and a nice leather seat back. There's a box of sorts down there, I don't know what for because there's no entertainment, which takes a little bit of foot space away. There's no individual adjustable air vents.
보조 배터리와 전자담배는 선반 속에 보관하실 수 없으며 Flight 502 bound for Seoul Incheon International Airport. Please store your carry-on items in the overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
The flight is bound for Seoul Incheon International Airport. Thank you for flying with us today and enjoy your flight. QA.
Today will be 10 hours and 10 minutes after takeoff. Please return your seatbelt, armrest, and tray table to the upright position. Open the window shade and fasten your seatbelt low and tight.
Of this aircraft, we need your full attention. 여러분의 좌석에서 가장 가까운 비상구 위치를 확인하시기 바랍니다. There are 8 emergency exits, 4 doors on each side of the aircraft. Position.
It's now time for pushback, about 5 minutes behind schedule. And with that, we're on to way to Seoul.
본인의 마스크를 먼저 착용하신 후 동반자를 도와주시기 바랍니다. Put your mask on first and then help others. For more information, please refer to the safety information card in your seat pocket. 아울러 비상구 좌석에 앉으신 분께서는 비상시 다른 승객의 탈출을 도와주셔야 합니다. 또한 전자기기 사용 규정을 준수해 주시기 바랍니다.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you'd like to see more like it, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me and the channel out so much and would be very much appreciated, but if you don't want to, that's completely okay.
Please check your seatbelt is fastened.
It's now time for takeoff on runway 34 left. After not too long, the meal service commenced. There's a complimentary meal even for economy class passengers in this service. That is the first time I've seen that on a low-cost carrier, and it's very impressive. And there's even options for this free meal: fried rice or chicken risotto. The main also came with a cup of water which had Pikachu on it, and also a cutlery packet. For my main, I went for the fried rice, which also had a fried egg and some sausage in it. The meal was delicious, and it's nice to get complimentary water with it too. The plastic cutlery is nicer to eat with the wooden cutlery, but you know. The wet towel was a nice touch with the cutlery. No napkin though. The cabin crew have been very friendly and service has been efficient. After the service, the crew advertised the buy on board, and then we were asked to close our window shades. About 2.5 hours into the flight, the crew came around and offered free water, which was nice. The lavatory I reviewed didn't have any additional amenities, which is expected, but it was clean and a decent size. I got a green grape iced tea, which was nice. Not very tea though. There was a bit of turbulence in the middle of the flight.
Our cabin crew will serve in-flight meals to those who have a free order. And we will start.
3 hours and 40 minutes or so before landing, it was announced that the crew would hand out pre-ordered meals. Around this time, arrival cards were also handed out. They're coming around with a buy on board service afterwards.
Let us know. To buy in-flight items, please prepare cash or your own credit card in advance.
The Tway part of the in-flight magazine seems to be a lot in Korean, which isn't surprising, but it's still nice to have. The recline is great. The mandu and fish cakes are apparently only available on Europe flights. I decided to order a curry. The curry was good, not amazing though I didn't think. The rice was very moist and there was a lot of sauce. The flavour was nice though. Multiple times throughout the flight, the crew have come around and offered free cups of water, something much appreciated which I didn't expect. The seat's quite upright when it's fully upright, if that makes sense. I've noticed there's steps on the seats as well. Still don't know what the seat model is.
현재 이곳 시간은 9월 16일 오후 8시 32분입니다. 고맙습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. We are expecting to land at our destination, so Incheon International Airport, in about 40 minutes. Thank you for flying with us today. Tway.
We are preparing for landing.
As we descend into Seoul, please allow me to conclude this flight with Tway.
Also, refrain from using the lavatory.
Check-in in Sydney was good. Not sure why I couldn't do online check-in, maybe because I booked through a third party. But the staff were friendly and the queue didn't take any longer than normal. Boarding wasn't done by groups or even rows, just priority and non-priority.
Landing soon.
So that resulted in a big line. Despite that though, boarding was done around on time and we departed about on time, so that's good. They didn't weigh carry-on as far as I could see, but allowance was 10 kilos I think, so generous. The cabin is amazing for a low-cost carrier A330. Not only have they redone the seats of the whole cabin basically, I didn't notice any hint of this being an ex-Aeroflot aircraft on the seats or the lavatories, which not all airlines do, but the seats are 242 and with better legroom than you'll find on some full-service carriers like Qantas. The features are great really, a nice headrest and great recline. No universal socker, but there is USB-A, which was charging faster than I'd expected. The complimentary hot meal service is incredible for a low-cost carrier, a first for me. It was a delicious meal too. I really wasn't sure what to expect for this flight in terms of meal options, timing and the whole flight generally. We'll soon pull into the gate about 11 minutes early, but for now please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing at Seoul Incheon International Airport.
손님 여러분, 우리 비행기는 인천국제공항에 도착했습니다.
The offering of free water throughout the flight is another thing greatly appreciated. The curry and grape iced tea from the bar on board were both nice but nothing incredible. The bar on board selection is good considering Tway isn't a large low-cost carrier, and they offer a free meal. I think the main area Tway lacks is entertainment, with the only thing being a magazine. No streaming entertainment or Wi-Fi even at a cost. I personally haven't found this to be a big issue, since I probably more often than not watch downloaded movies, TV shows and YouTube videos. It's nice to have the device slot thing, unless that's to stop meals sliding, I'm still not sure, on the tray table. It would be nice if they do introduce something else as an option though. Tway seem to call their customers Twayers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have landed at Incheon International Airport. The local time now is 9:13 p.m.
The cabin temperature was a bit warm at times, but nothing bad, and generally pretty comfortable. The cabin has been kept in nice condition and very clean. The plane doesn't feel 15 years old. So overall, this has been a crazy good flight for a low-cost carrier.
Including your passport and power bank. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again soon. Transmitting Tway.
Though it's important to keep in mind it's not an ultra low-cost carrier and is generally priced a little above Jetstar on this route, and Scoot and AirAsia are generally cheaper via their respective hubs. But with Scoot and Jetstar in particular, I don't think it would be much cheaper in the end, since Tway includes checked baggage, a carry-on and a meal, which is great. I think it was 30 kilos check-in allowance too. Tway is quite an interesting airline, with their website, the name and other things, but it's cool. I think the name change makes sense, but Tway is a kind of funny and a cool name. I'll be more than happy to fly with Tway again. Despite being a 10-hour flight, while not overly comfortable, it's not been that bad, and this is probably the nicest low-cost carrier I've flown on. Oh, also the crew are very friendly. I'd like to take this time now to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them.
Your belongings before you deplane. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, bye. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one, next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time. Thank you.
Thank you, goodbye.
Thank you, goodbye.
고맙습니다.
Thank you, goodbye.